Hello, hello. I think I'm live at last. Yes, I am. Happy Friday to all of you. I'm coming on today to do the March 2020 energy reading. This is a monthly energy reading that I do here on my channel once a month, usually towards the end of the month. I try to give you a heads up on what to expect for the month that we're stepping into so that you can use that information to your advantage and more easily navigate the things that show up in the month and really just have a clear understanding of why certain emotions might be coming up, certain situations might be coming up for you, what they're triggering inside of you, so that you're able to handle those things with so much more ease and grace. So if you're excited about the March energy reading, please let me know in the comments below. Feel free to give this video a thumbs up or like to let me know that you're super excited about this reading. And if you don't yet know who I am, my name is Stef. I'm a psychic soul alignment coach, and what I do is I work with spiritual entrepreneurs to help them to do very deep levels of healing, to align themselves with their soul so that they're able to then be able to create their greatest level of impact, influence, and income. So that's how I help people, is through deeper healing. And so when I tuned into the energy for this month and I asked my spirit guides, hey, what do people need to know this month? We're going to be watching this video on what to expect from March. This is what I got, and I'm going to read out to you the long message that I channel wrote with them, and then I'm going to go into more detail with that, okay? But basically, they said that March is going to be a month of introspection, of seeking greater connection with oneself, one's true self, of wanting to be understood, and above all, of faith. Okay. And what they said is, as you shift out of the fast-paced energy of February and into March, the energy is going to slow down a bit and give rise to deeper soul searching and what else? And it's a deeper soul searching and like seeking for those of you who are in the process of aligning yourselves with who you truly are. It's going to help you to really like want to go on that path of like, okay, who am I truly, or like what is who I truly am really like. Okay, it's going to put you on this path of like really wanting to uncover that so that you can come into alignment with who you truly are, if you haven't maybe done so in the previous months, or if there's still some things that you need to clear up in order to bring yourself more into alignment with your truth. Then this is what it's going to bring up for you, is just wanting to go on this path of deeper soul searching and like seeking, like, okay, who am I really? Like, who is my true self? What does that feel like? What does that look like? How can I embody more of that? And so on. So they said you are always being given chances and opportunities to come into greater alignment with your truth. So you're never going to be able to like not go down this path. You're always going to be led down this path, and it's something that can't be stopped because the energy is constantly pulling us to aligning ourselves with more of who we truly are. So they said for those of you at this time, because I usually speak to two different groups of people. So for a certain group of people, there are some of you that will feel at this time in March a bit directionless, a bit disconnected, feeling like you're trying to find meaning in your life or purpose. So March might bring up this feeling of like, I don't know, what am I doing here? What am I doing here? Am I actually doing the right thing? Is this what I'm supposed to be doing? It's going to bring up these kinds of things for you in March, okay? And that's why you will need to go within this month of March and really make time to explore yourself in order to find the answers that you seek, okay? Then there will be others of you who have been consistently doing the inner work, the releasing, the shifting, the coming into alignment. And so for those of you that have been keeping up with this prior kind of soul searching work, this work of coming into alignment with who you truly are, then this month of March is still going to kind of feel a bit challenging in some way for you. It's going to kind of feel like you're at a crossroads at times, where you have to actually decide, are you ready to become this person that you want to be? Or are you going to fall back into old patterns, right? And so for those of you that fall into this category that have been doing the prior soul searching work and healing work and greater alignment work, you're still going to feel the energy this month, but it's going to be a little bit different for you, because it's not going to be like these deep levels of healing and that other people need to do who are feeling directionless and lost and like they don't really know like why they're here. Those people need to do deeper levels of healing in order to connect back to who they truly are, to then get those answers. So if that's you, that's where you're at. But for those of you that I'm speaking to now that have done all that previous work, for you, it's about really deciding, like, who are you going to be then? Are you going to be this person that you've been wanting to become, or are you going to fall back into the old ways? And so there might be situations and things that show up for you where you have a choice. You always have a choice on like what direction you want to go in. That's our free will. Nobody can force us to grow. Nobody can force us to come into alignment with our truth. Nobody can force us to step into our purpose. We get to choose that moment by moment. So in March, it's going to bring opportunities for you to then decide, how are you going to handle this? How are you going to step into this? Are you going to step into this as this new version of yourself? Or are you going to step into it as the old version of yourself? So that's where the crossroads thing might come up for you. Might feel a little bit challenging when you're having situations come up for you, triggering you, and it triggers all of these old reactions and responses inside of you, so that it feels challenging. But then you have to snap out of it and be like, no, I'm going to handle this like who I truly am, and I'm going to handle it from this space, and I'm going to take care of it, and it's going to be okay. So that is what they want me to share there. So they said, you're going to feel this challenge or this kind of crossroads type of feeling because this new level of yourself, the identity that you're stepping into, the new level of power, a certain assertiveness, strength, confidence, this new level of yourself that you've been stepping into still feels a little bit foreign to you. It still doesn't feel like it's 100% you. And so this month is going to bring you opportunities to look within yourselves, to really fully align with and embody more of the truth of your heart and soul, more of who you truly are. Okay. So this month, as certain challenges and situations come up for you, it will give you the opportunity to explore why you don't yet truly believe in what your truth is, what you still hold within yourself that is resisting the embodiment of your truth, why you're holding on to uncertainty in regards to the validity of your truth. Okay. And so on. So this is what it's going to bring up for those of you that fall into this category, okay? So what they said is faith is heavily important this month, as faith will keep everyone, no matter which group of people you fall into, or maybe you fall into a little bit of both, because we have multiple things that we're addressing. It's okay. But faith is going to keep you moving steadily through your process. Faith is what will help you to keep putting one foot in front of the other. And what they said is, you see, many of you wish to bring about powerful manifestations and create bigger impacts than you have before in your life, but you struggle to do that immensely, or you fail to do that immensely when you're not connected to your true self, okay, to who you truly are, to your true identity. And this is why going within this month is going to be very present and on so many different levels, because you must have that greater connection to who you truly are and understanding of who you truly are, to then embody it and go out into the world and triumph in the way in which you desire. As you go through this process of, going within and doing all this inner shifting and embodying more of who you truly are and showing up differently and so on, and you're waiting for the external results or the external manifestations of your good work to show up, you're going to have to lean into your faith. You're going to have to believe that all that you're doing is in fact leading you forward, even though you cannot see the results yet, even though it hasn't yet physically manifested. But that's where faith needs to really lead you. That's where that deeper connection to your truth needs to lead you through all of this stuff that we're going through, okay? And so you need to know faithfully that the changes are in fact taking place, that they are taking effect, in order to continue to stay the course and not give up and keep you from being able to achieve that true next level of empowerment and alignment with your true self, okay? So as I was writing this out and channeling it, they gave me that image. Maybe you've seen it before. It's a little cartoon picture where you have like two people in the ground, and they're each like digging for diamonds. And one is, I think he's on the surface, or I don't know, in the ground or something. But he made it, and he has like this little tiny diamond, and he's super happy for it. And the other person that sees that other one who has the diamond and has been digging for a while and hasn't seen any diamonds in sight, like that one is looking discouraged and gives up just before he hits that diamond, just before he like receives the reward. And so all because he saw that the other one found his diamond and he had been digging and hadn't found it yet. And so he just decided, well, I'm just going to give up because that person found theirs and mine hasn't come yet, even though I've done all this digging, so I might as well just quit. And so that's where you need to keep digging for that diamond. You need to have that faith. You need to really hold firmly to what you truly believe in, that, you know, whatever you've been going through, if you're still going through deeper processes of, you know, deeper healing and coming back to your truth and stuff, like what you're going to experience this month to help you do that self-introspection type stuff, or introspection, to help you to go within yourself, to heal what you need to heal so you can get clear on what you're supposed to do here, find meaning in your life again, be connected to your purpose again, feel excited to be alive again. You have to trust in that process and know it's all leading you forward, and everything's going to shift. And by the end of this month, you're going to be in a much better space, and you just got to keep putting one foot in front of the other. You have to allow your faith that the process that you're undergoing is on purpose and is leading you exactly where you're needing to go. And for those of you who are, you know, in that other group where, you know, you're stepping into this new identity more powerfully because you've already done the previous stuff a good deal, you still have probably some healing to do this month, but it's not going to be on those deeper levels. But even for you guys, you know, as you're stepping into this new identity and this new way of living and this new way of expecting and manifesting and creating and impacting and so on, and you're waiting for the manifestations of all of that to actually like show up in the world to prove to you that's who you are now, you have to allow your faith to lead you forward. You have to know, like, no, I'm doing exactly what I'm supposed to be doing. Everything is falling, you know, into place. I'm going to keep showing up as this version of myself because I know that's who I truly am, and I know that everything I'm doing is coming because this is who I truly am now, and I'm just going to keep going, knowing and trusting that the truth of my heart and soul that says that I was born to do this, I was born to create this, I was born to have this, is exactly the truth. It is what it is. And there's no other way around that. This is going to happen, and I'm going to keep taking action. So that's where faith needs to really pull everyone this month forward through whatever shows up this week, knowing it's part of the process, knowing, you know, it's part of helping you come into alignment with who you truly are, and that things are unfolding behind the scenes more than you can even imagine right now, but it's all working out for your highest good, and you will be rewarded. You will be rewarded, but you have to keep going. So faith has to pull you forward again and again. Trust in your process, trust in your purpose, trust that all is exactly as it needs to be and directing you to your greatest potential and outcome. So when I asked about the energy, like how is the energy going to feel for us this month in March, they said the energy is going to feel like it's slowing down. For some people, it might feel like slow motion, and it kind of like got this image of like someone moving very slowly as I was channeling this. So that's how it might feel for some people, is like really slow movement. So they said for those of you that feel the slow movement of energy more intensely, that's just an indication that you need to prioritize deeper healing work and introspection work this month. That's all it is. It's nothing bad. It just means that the energy is really trying to slow you down so you can make the time to go within. Because what has happened is, like, you know, towards the end of 2019 and, you know, the beginning of 2020, we have been constantly being pulled to like do deeper levels of inner work and getting clarity and aligning ourselves and so on. And then we had like some heavy months, you know, November, December, and January. They were a little bit intense. And then towards like, you know, mid-January, end of January or so, in February, like energy started picking up and very quickly and started leading us forward. That's why the energy of February last month was very fast-paced, and it was pulling us in directions that maybe we felt like we weren't ready for yet, but the energy was still kind of moving us in that direction, whether we wanted to or not. And so now that we've been picking up momentum, it's time to kind of slow it back down. And we're slowing this back down to really integrate on greater levels, more of our true identity, more of our true selves. And so for those of you who feel the energy more intensely in March, this is just the universe trying to support you and really prioritizing that it's important for you to not get so caught up trying to do all the things, trying to, you know, focus on so many projects at once or get so much done or, you know, reach all these goals. It's really a time for you to get into greater alignment with who you truly are, so that everything else then is successful, is able to actually work out for you. So it's not like you're not doing anything bad. It's just like, hey, this is what you need to really pay attention to and address in order to really set yourself up for success. Okay. And then they said, and those of you who have done the healing work, consistently at the levels at which you need it to, but you feel slower movement this month, it doesn't necessarily mean you have to do very deep levels of healing. There's an airplane flying over my head. But they said that slowing down of the energy is basically giving you an opportunity to slow down enough so you can integrate this new way of being, this new identity that you're stepping into, so that you can, like if you're kind of doing that thing that I said with the crossroads, and you have the opportunity to either deal with whatever situation is being presented to you from the level of your old self, which is like stressed out and fearful and anxious and worried and doubtful, and disempowerment, or you can handle it like the version of you that you've stepped into, which is confident, knows who they truly are, knows that they're supported, knows that this is working out and that they got this and they're going to be successful. So the slowing down of the energy is going to give you an opportunity to more easily make the distinction between like, who do you want to be? Who do you want? How do you want to handle this in this moment? Like, what identity do you want to, in level of consciousness, do you want to come at as you address this thing? So it's slowing you down so that you can make a conscious choice more easily to decide who you want to be in every given moment and to step into that so that you can continue to choose with more ease and grace that identity that you wish to be again and again. And an example that they gave me as I was channeling this was a dance routine. So they basically said, okay, give the people this example. Imagine you have to learn a dance routine and you're not even like an experienced dancer. You got some rhythm, or maybe you know some basic dance steps or whatever. So let's say that they give you this dance routine that's like 10 minutes long, and you have 15 minutes to just memorize it, and that's it. Now, because you're not super skilled at this yet, because you're not a super skilled dancer with years of training and all this other stuff, if you only get given 15 minutes to learn a 10-minute dance routine, and you're still trying to figure out your own body coordination, all that stuff, the chances of you reproducing that dance routine successfully at the end of the 15 minutes is probably not going to be that great. I'm not trying to underestimate anyone here, but when you're still at the level which you're still getting comfortable with dancing and you're still figuring out your body coordination and movement and all this other stuff and picking up the rhythm and all these different things, when you're still figuring that out, you don't just pick up the dance moves like that and just all of a sudden go out there and do your thing and you're straight fire right away. No, you're going to be a little awkward, you're going to be a little insecure, you're going to be probably up in your head like, oh my god, am I doing it right? Oh my god, did I forget that step? Like, what comes next? So you're probably not going to do it as well if you were only giving 15 minutes. However, if you're given 60 minutes, and you're still at that same level of dance ability, but you're given more time to practice the routine again and again, then at the end of the 60 minutes, when you have to reproduce that dance routine, you're going to do a much more effective job at it. You're going to be better at it. You're going to hit the exact, dance moves at the exact moments and so on and so forth. So you're going to do a much better job. So this is why, if you're stepping into this new identity of yourself, this version of yourself that is making a greater impact, that has a different lifestyle, that is more empowered and so on and so forth, you need to sometimes have this energy slow down a little bit to give you enough time to practice being this new person and practice stepping into these new situations and things in this new energy until you get the hang of it, until it just feels natural for you, until, you're no longer thinking like, how am I going to do this? Like body coordination and all this other stuff. You're not like, I know for me, I have to practice at getting out of my head to really go with the movements. But then at some point, because I practice so much, I'm not in my head anymore. I'm just in my body and I'm just doing the thing and it just feels natural and it's just what it is. And a really great example that I have coming to my mind right now, which I guess I have to share with you, is think of it like sex. Okay, when you are first having your first experiences and you don't know what you're doing, you're in your head a lot and you're like, hey, am I doing the right thing? Am I putting my hands in the right places? Am I, you're too in your head. It feels weird. It feels awkward. However, after some experience, you become more in tune with your body and you just allow your body to naturally lead you. And it just feels natural and effortless and you're just doing your thing. So as you're stepping into this new identity, sometimes handling these new situations and things, they might throw you off a bit. because you're shifting out of the old identity, the old patterns, and you still have to kind of like mentally remind yourself, like, wait, hold on a second. No, I'm this new person, and this is how I handle things, and this is how I'm going to handle this. And then you practice that again and again, and the energy is allowing for you to practice that at a pace that helps you to really integrate that again and again this month, so that by the end of the month, you're doing these things naturally, and you're like, yeah, this is who I am. Of course, that's how I deal with that. Of course, that's how I handle that, and so on and so forth. You then start coming from this space more. Does that make sense? So that is what the energy is doing this month for you. So when I asked about chakras that we need to focus on for this month, they told me heart space chakra, so heart chakra. This is the main focus of the month. It's the space where you connect more deeply to your soul's truth, to who you truly are, to your inner wisdom and guidance. And because the energy of this month is really geared towards, a deeper connection to your true self, to oneself, that is the focus this month. They also said that this month is going to bring up a lot of healing and the stuff around having greater faith, greater faith. So you have to exercise your faith, which is connected to your truth, your inner guidance, again and again this month, knowing it's all going to work. So it's all heart space stuff, and you're going to be healing heart space things this month to help you to really strengthen that faith, that trust, that belief, to help you to strengthen that deeper connection to your true self and allow yourself to make the most of this month. So themes that are going to reoccur again and again this month are, number one, you're going to have a deep desire this month for a deeper connection to yourself, to your true self. So you're just going to be feeling pulled to really connect with yourself on a deeper level, really connect to your truth on a deeper level. Number two is this month you're going to feel the need for silence, the need for stillness, the need for maybe retreating and getting away from it all. Because again, sometimes we need space away from these things, away from active energy and stuff like, February is very active. And now it's like, okay, we need to slow down and go within and connect with ourselves, figure out what we want, figure out who we really are, figure out all this other stuff. So you will experience moments this month where you will feel like a need for silence, a need for like not maybe hanging out with people, just keeping to yourself, to really connect with yourself on a deeper level. Okay. No distractions, none of those things, just having that stillness inside of yourself to really connect with this truth inside of your heart or your new identity. Number three is, again, this month is about exercising deeper belief and putting your faith in it. So putting your faith into what you truly believe to be true. So whatever you believe in about yourself, about what's possible for you in life, about the universe, spirituality, those kind of things, whatever you believe in, you really have to put your faith in it this month as certain situations and circumstances arise for you that might put to the test your beliefs. You really have to hold on to your faith strongly and what you know to be true in your heart and be like, I don't care what the external world is saying or what other people are saying or whatever it is. Like, I know what's true in my heart and I will hold on to that no matter what, because I know it's leading me down the path I need to go for my highest good and it's all working out, and really allowing yourself to be led by this deeper level of faith and belief. So a few other things that I want to mention is I also pulled some cards just to see like, hey, is there anything else we need to hear? And I got some cards. They were all around releasing karma this month, forgiveness, connecting with your true self and holding on to your true vision that you desire for your life. So again, we're doing heart space healing this month. We're releasing a lot of stuff that is out of alignment with our truth, with who we truly are. And we have to let go of things that we're holding on to consciously and unconsciously. We maybe have to do some forgiveness work of other people, of ourselves, whatever it is, to really come into alignment with the truth of our heart and soul, and allow ourselves to then embody more of our true selves and move in the direction of our greatest desires and fulfillment. So this is what the energy of March is bringing. Let me know how this message resonated with you in the comments below. Let me know how this supported you. Be sure to write some of these things down, or you can always come back and watch this video if you need it, because I know for me, sometimes like halfway through the month when I'm revising things or whatever, I'm like, what is going on with the energy? And I go back and I read my energy readings. I'm like, oh, Yes, this makes sense now. So you might have to come back and watch this at a later time, so go ahead and do so. But this is the energy reading for this month. So let me know if this helped you. Please feel free to share this message with anyone who you feel needs to hear it. Give this video a thumbs up like if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already to always catch these video readings that I do. And if you're interested in really connecting to yourself on a deeper level so that you're able to connect to your soul's purpose and really go out there and fulfill the impact that you're meant to fulfill this year and beyond, I invite you to come and join me in my Discover Your Soul's Purpose course. It starts on Monday, and it's a 5-module course that is really there to help you do this very deep level of introspection and healing and understanding of yourself, so that you can then really truly understand on a more profound level your soul's work, what you're truly meant to do at this time. Because maybe you know what you're meant to do, but maybe there's a level of depth that you need to have a greater understanding around. So that's what the program really helps you with. And being able to get very powerfully aligned with your soul's purpose so that you can allow yourself to then succeed and reach all the people that you're meant to be reaching, and so on and so forth. So even just going within oneself and doing all this deep level of introspection and greater understanding and self-awareness is what we focus on for the first 3 modules of this course. And then the other couple of modules are actually all around clearing limiting beliefs and fears that keep you from really fulfilling your purpose. And the other one is all around trust and trusting yourself, which is really interesting because it's totally in alignment with the energy reading of March. And I was like, oh, my guides always ask me to do things for a reason. And this course is totally in alignment with the things that are going to show up in March. And that's why it's needed at this time. So if you've been feeling the pull to have a greater impact in 2020 with what you're doing, you really want to help change lives, and maybe you're feeling like you're not fulfilling that purpose in the way in which you feel called to, the way in which you've been wanting to, maybe you've been feeling a bit directionless with your purpose and you're not sure like what exactly you're supposed to be doing. Because I know I felt like that back in November and December. I just felt disconnected and things like that. And I had to take myself through this process in order to reconnect myself with who I truly am. And as a result, everything now is falling into place. And that's how things get to fall into place. That's how opportunities start landing in your lap. Clients start showing up. You start getting lots of followers or prospective clients out of nowhere, is when you take yourself through this process of really aligning yourself with your truth, with your true self, with your soul's purpose, so that all those things can then flow. But it takes you being willing to take yourself through this process. So if this speaks to you, reach out to me. You can message me on Instagram or on Facebook. I'm there as Stef Coaching. You can leave me a comment here and I'll get in touch with you somehow. But if this speaks to you, I would love to hear from you. And we start Monday, and it's going to be super exciting. So I wish you all an amazing weekend. I will be flying back home to Peru. So I will be leaving Colombia. And I will see you all soon. Thank you so much for your time. I send you all so much love. Take care. Bye-bye.